something about this whole trip being $1,200 total. You're like, how did I get this crazy, magical, awesome for so cheap, I'm gonna explain in detail right now. How many people do it from 3,000 feet? Break time. So you might have clicked on this video because I have the heading saying something about this whole trip being $1,200 total for airfare and everything. So you're like, how did I get this crazy, magical, awesome trip for so cheap, I'm gonna explain in detail right now what I did. We've got about a couple minutes before we go head out onto the ATVs. We did the camels through the Sahara earlier with the tea. It's great. So how did I do it? Well, first off, I travel when I find deals, and you have to look. I'm gonna do a whole travel video one day on all the sites I use, how I do it. It seems like a lot, but once you get in a rhythm, it's not that bad. But for this trip specifically, we'll start with, I had the idea, I had some friends went long ago, and I was like, you know, I wanna do that. I started investigating, whatever the word might be, and kind of had an idea of what I wanted to do. So we'll start with the flight. The flight cost me just under $200 round trip from Miami to Morocco through Paris. $200 sounds really cheap. Well, it was $200 plus credit card points. I flew on KLM via Air France. I don't have an Air France card or a KLM card, so how did I do it? I used credit card points from my Chase account. So how did I do that? Well, I'm gonna be posting, I don't know, before or after this, a whole entire credit card hack video that I've been using for the last few years. That one year I got 47 free flights in 1 year. I'm gonna be posting that video. Just follow me, hit the bell notification, and you won't miss it. But I had a chunk of Chase miles, and also the flies. Only negative about this place is the flies are pretty bad. And so I saw that KLM, through their blue promotion, has monthly promotions on different flights to different places. Well, I looked and I saw this for pretty cheap with points, but I didn't have the points. So I looked. Chase is a partner with KLM, which is a partner with Air France. So I was actually able to transfer only 26,000 points, which is not that much. Your introductory points for most of these cards are 50 to 80,000. So I used my points, 26,000, transferred them to KLM. Then all I had to do is pay the taxes and fees. So that's how I got the flight for super cheap. I also emailed this company that I'm with. It's called Desert Luxury, Sahara, something like that. I'll link everything below. And I said, hey, what dates do y'all have open for this, that, and the other for these trips? And they gave me a date range. And they have a 3-day and a 4-day option. I highly recommend the 4-day option. If you do the 3-day option, it's just not enough time because it is a lot of travel. But they sent me some options, and this 10-day stretch that right here was one of their cheapest, and it was between $600 and $700 per person. Now it was me and a buddy, so you know, total was like $1,200 to $1,400 total for both of us, but per person was only $600 to $700. And I was like, okay. So then I went back to the KLM site and looked, and I actually could use that 26,000 point promo for these dates. And so that's how I picked the time to come with the flight and then the tour. That included 1 night lodging at that place we stayed at with the cool pool, 2 nights in the Sahara, and also our ground transportation, which is a lot. You're gonna be in the car about total 16 to 18 hours. Wow. Beautiful. You have a lot of stops, but it is a lot of driving. It's far, it's very remote. You don't realize how remote it is till you start getting out there. But I did that. It includes most of my meals, not all of them, but it included most of my meals, as well as the camel trek that we did this morning. It included that and a couple little odds and end things. The only extra stuff I had to pay for on top of that $600 to $700 was tip and a couple extra meals and any kind of souvenirs, or the ATVs. The ATVs are a little extra. I think they're $50 to $70 depending on which route you go with. So right off the bat, we're at 900 max. Now I got a hotel when we first got into Morocco. Very nice Riyadh, however you say it. I used my USA. I used actually hotel.com to find it because I like their site. Then I used my USA member privileges, and they get sometimes 20% off. So I was able to get that room for 100 to 130, can't remember. Again, I split it with my friends, so now we're only what, like 60 to 70 bucks. And then when we get back to Marrakech, we got a place for 2 nights. We actually got a suite. I haven't been there yet, so I don't know how nice it is, but it's a suite. It's a 4 or 5 star, and total of that was only like 300. So now we're at 150. So do the math, and we're only at maybe like what, $1,100 now. Now add in food and tips and everything, and again, it's very nice, very good food. I mean, you could always go higher, you could always go lower, but we're still looking at an extra 100, 150. So you're looking at food, lodging, everything, no souvenirs. I don't count that. Right around 1,200 bucks, and it's just it's that easy. And I'll tell you, the 1,200. This has been the best $1,200 I've ever spent. I can't explain. Like, I'm sitting here looking at all of these sand dunes. Like, look at this. Look at that. I got the pool behind me over there, which I'm gonna go do a video with in a second. Got the hammocks and everything. But yeah, 1,200 bucks, right around there. Obviously, if you had more people, you could get a little bit cheaper or go a little bit fancier for the same price. If you did it solo, which was originally what I was gonna do, it was probably gonna run me somewhere, because you have to pay a solo supplement. It wouldn't have been the full 700 per person for the tour, but it was gonna run me about $1,800. That was if I was gonna come by myself, which is usually how I travel. So yeah, no tricks, no gimmicks, no nothing. I'm gonna link again below exactly the companies and everything. Also, please be sure to check out my credit card video. It's very basic, it's very easy. You just have to do it, and you have to have some flexibility in your travel dates. You know, definitely you're not gonna get this on a holiday or New Year's or anything like that. And I know people have jobs and stuff like that, but you know, plan ahead and see what you need to do to get the right dates to line up with flights, because that's how you're gonna get the cheaper fares. Other than that, that's pretty much it. So I hope this helps, and I hope that you are now able to afford some travel that you might not have been able to afford otherwise. And please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell button, notification, all that kind of stuff, because I really want to do more of this, and I really am enjoying this. So yeah, I don't know what I was doing there. Peace. We are on top of my riad right now. Sun's going down. A lot of the same stuff, a lot of cool stuff.